What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Pigskin Picks. It's your host, Wayne Breezie and Mose Knows. And what a week we had in the NFL in week 7. Mose, the records, man. Listen,
Dog,
listen, the NFL didn't do us any justice,
no favors.
none whatsoever. You had to be on it. Matter of fact, I felt like teams that should have won lost and teams that shouldn't have won.
Yep.
But listen, the bright side is I'm one game closer to catching up. So like at the end of the day, I'm one game. I'm 6 down by 6. So I need a miracle at this point. I'm 57-49. Moses 63-43, and it looks like there's no way I'm going to catch up. But if you know the God that I know, there's a way, Mose. There's a way. I'll
There's
be
always
praying.
a way.
I'll be praying. Let's go ahead and get down to week 8, bro. Thursday night football kicks off. Buccaneers at the Buffalo Bills. 3-3 Bucks, 4-3 Bills. Who you going with?
It's really unfortunate, man, the Buffalo Bills. I feel like they would have had a better chance to win that game against the Patriots had they been at 100% strength, even though Belichick and his crew seem to have the Bills' number. With that being said, I think the loss that they suffered last week, the narrative around them no longer being a Super Bowl contender, I think that's going to fuel them. They're going to be at home Thursday night football. I'm going with the Bills over the Bucks.
Same here. Look, I just feel like Josh Allen is gonna get his guys together and say, listen, this isn't us. This isn't who we are. This is not our identity. Let's go ahead and get it. I know it's weird. They lost a lot of defensive players, but for some reason their defense finds a way to make a play. I just don't think the Bucks are going to be healthy enough to go in to this team. I know Chris Godwin is dealing with the injury. Baker Mayfield is dealing with an injury. I'm gonna go Bills here. They're at home, and it's gonna be Bills. Let's go ahead and kick it to the first Sunday game: Rams, Cowboys. Mose, before you get down to the nitty gritty on this, I'm telling you right now, I don't want any of these teams to win, but somebody's got to win, and I don't want it to be the Cowboys. But who are you picking this week?
Yeah, I don't want it to be the Cowboys either. But this Rams team, um, they are so up and down. And I think they're one of the more consistently inconsistent teams that we have in the league. I think a home game versus the Pittsburgh Steelers and Kenny Pickett for that Rams team is not a game that you should lose, but they found a way to lose it. Now you have to go on the road in Dallas where I knew that was going to happen. Uh, on the road in Dallas where they're coming off of a bye week, so they're well rested. Unfortunately, I'm going with the Cowboys here.
All right. I'm going with the Cowboys. It's a no-brainer for me. I don't think the Rams will have enough. They won't be able to. The Cowboys are going to be at home, and I'm just going to pick the home team. And I don't want any of them to win. I just want to make that clear. I just think that the Cowboys got their game plan coming off their bye. They're just going to be firing on all cylinders. I think Dak Prescott got a little juju from winning the last game, and it's going to be unfortunate. And I think without Kyron Williams, if Kyron Williams was on the Rams, if he was healthy, I would have a different scenario outcome, and I would pick the Rams. Literally, they would have a sustainable run game, but because they don't and pass catching threat, but because they're missing that, I got to go with the Cowboys here. Let's go Vikings at the Packers. I'm just gonna let you go on this one, man. It's a divisional game. Who you got?
Unfortunately, this Vikings team without Justin Jefferson found a way to beat our 49ers, which we've had those conversations. But also, I mean, this Vikings team has looked good. They gave the Eagles everything that they could handle. They only lost to the Buccaneers by 3 points, lost to the Chargers by 4 points. This is a football team that is always in these close contests. They're always in these one-score games, right? And the Packers, this one's tough for me because they've I think if I'm not mistaken, they've lost 3 in a row. Yes, they have. Lions, Raiders, Broncos. They've lost 3 in a row. 2 in a row have been on the road, so they're finally back home against a Vikings team again that doesn't have Justin Jefferson. But this Packers team is suffering some injuries in the secondary. And one thing we learned from Monday night, Kirk Cousins has found his number 2 wide receiver in Jordan Addison, who is stepping up into that number 1 role until Justin Jefferson comes back. So with that, with the way that Kirk is able to pass the ball, injuries to the secondary, and this Packers offense not really finding a rhythm yet, this is a really, really tough one for me. But I'm going to go Vikings because I think they'll just be able to score points.
Yeah, again, man, this is probably going to be another game without Aaron Jones for the Packers, and I know they signed James Robinson. I know I don't think they can figure out how to establish a run game against the Vikings. I'm just gonna go Vikings. I feel like they're hot. They probably are gonna hit a hot circuit, and then they got a really easy schedule after this. So Vikings win this game. This will be good for them. I think they're gonna come firing out on all cylinders. So I'm gonna go Vikings here, especially after beating a juggernaut in prime time. I got to go with that team. Falcons Titans. This might be one of the most boring games to watch, but we'll see. Who you got in this?
I think so. I think we might see some explosive offense from the Falcons in this game.
I hope so.
Listen, the Tennessee Titans have pretty much signified that they are in rebuild mode. They trade safety Kevin Byard to the Philadelphia Eagles. They make it known that not only is Derrick Henry, but also DeAndre Hopkins are on the trade block. And the last and final signal is they're
Mm-hmm.
starting rookie quarterback Will Levis, and they're turning the reins of this team over to him. I think this Tennessee team uh, morale may be down a little bit. I think some players understand that it's a changing of the guard and they may not be aware of what the new direction is or if they are a player that fits what the new direction of this team is. So I think this is a prime opportunity for the Falcons to go on the road and get a win versus team. I'm going Atlanta.
I'm gonna go Atlanta. I mean, the Titans aren't the Titans anymore. They're
Mm-mm.
whatever many. They're Teen Titans right now. So the Falcons should get this victory. But the way the football works for us, it's just weird. But we're gonna go Falcons. I'm going Falcons with you, bro. Let's go Saints and Colts. This could be an interesting game too. 2, 3, and 4 teams.
It could be, but the Colts play well at home. Again, I will keep saying it.
They
You
should have
be
won.
mad at me if you want to.
Nope, not
But the Browns 2 weeks in a row got the
favorable
most
calls.
generous,
Favorable.
favorable calls from the referees to advance the ball down the field and get the go ahead score versus the 49ers and versus the Colts. Both games they should have lost. I think while the Browns defense did play well, Myles Garrett was a monster. I feel overall the Colts outplayed them. And again, the Colts play well at home. That defense is going to show up. And Gardner Minshew isn't a slouch. So Saints are too up and down. Their defense is good, but they have some injuries. Derek Carr is too up and down. I'm going Colts here.
I'm going Colts as well. All right. Patriots at the Dolphins. Now, Patriots are coming off a high by defeating the Buffalo Bills, another rival. This is another divisional game. But now the Patriots are on the road, and can they beat this high power offense, which is dealing with some injuries as well? Raheem Mostert, I believe Tyreek Hill has a little knick-knack injury. I'm curious to know who you're picking in this. Who does Mose knows on this one?
Even with the injuries, I'm still going Dolphins here. I think offensively they just have too much. Defensively, they should be getting some players back. Not sure if Jalen Ramsey plays this week. Um,
But they got
but
Jalen
I think
Phillips back, and woo, big difference.
and big difference, big difference. And he was able to get a sack on Lane Johnson, who hasn't given up a sack in like 3 seasons or something crazy like that. So I don't know who on the offensive line for the Patriots is going to block him, but they aren't as good as Lane Johnson. So I think defensively, the Dolphins will be able to do enough. This Patriots offense doesn't scare anybody. And I don't see how the Patriots defense is going to stop this offense. I'm going Dolphins.
Yeah, it's funny you said that because I feel like who are the two Dolphins losses to? The Bills and the
Eagles.
Now I know the bill. So the to me, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. I feel like the Patriots and the Bills defense is set up almost identical, except for I think that the Bills got a better defensive line, and the Patriots lost some of their edge. They lost Trudon is out. They lost a place, but their secondary is back, and their secondary is healthy. And if there's one thing I know Bill Belichick knows how to do is take away Tyreek Hill. I mean, he just knows how to do it. Like that's what he's the only person that knows how to defend Tyreek Hill. So that means Jalen Waddle is gonna have to have the game of his life. But I'm picking the Dolphins. All right, let's go Jets and Giants. The Patriot fans gonna hate me. But listen, there's a possibility. Slither. Jets, Giants, Jets on the road. They're both at home. It's so tough.
I always wonder how, like, who takes the home
They
locker
flip a
room, who
coin or
takes the
something.
away locker room. I don't know. Or maybe, I mean, this is an NFL stadium. I think shared stadium should have 3 locker rooms.
Oh,
They should have one for the Giants, one for the
and
Jets,
then
and
one
then
for the
the away
visiting
locker
team.
room.
Hmm.
Yeah. I think stadiums like that share should have that.
I like that, but I
Because
think that
SoFi shares with the Chargers and Rams. So they should have a Chargers locker room, a Rams locker room, and then an away team locker room. I mean, well, I'm sorry. They should have a Chargers locker room,
a
a
49ers locker room.
49ers
There we
locker
go.
room,
Okay.
and then an away team locker room.
I like how you did that, but I knew where you was going. Who we picking in this game? Who you picking in this game?
uh the Giants have looked good as of late,
Tyrod Taylor.
but so have the Jets. And I think with more reps, more opportunities. Listen, I'm not saying Zach Wilson is the next coming of Aaron Rodgers or Joe Burrow or anything like that. But he's getting better. He's getting more comfortable, figuring out this offense and moving this offense up and down the field. And then defensively, I think the Jets do enough defensively. I think Sauce Gardner will be back for this game.
They haven't. I don't think they've been cleared from the concussion protocol. Him or DJ Reed. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, they're still listed as questionable. Uh, I mean, but so is
But
Darren Waller, Graham Gano,
yeah,
Kayvon Thibodeau.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Jets here. I'm going Jets. I think even without Sauce Gardner, I think Jets defense will find a way to shut down this Giants offense that hasn't been very potent, even though we thought they would be coming into this year since they were, going off of what they did last year. Give me the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, look, the defense is what's going to be key here. Although the Giants' defense is a blitzing defense, um, I just feel like the key to this game is going to be the running backs. I feel like the Jets finally unlocked Brees Hall. Is what I need the Atlanta Falcons. They need to do that with Bijan Robinson and stop putting up this bogus crap. But at the end of the day, I think Brees Hall has a day against this Giants defense. He's probably going to be one to help neutralize the blitz, and Michael Carter as well, like the pass catcher out of the backfield. So I think the running backs are going to have great time in this game, even from the Giants. Would like to see some Barkley, but I'm going Jets here. Now, this is an interesting game, and I'm curious to see who you got. Jaguars, 4-game winning streak. They're 5-2, bro, against the Steelers. Now, against the 4-2 Steelers. Go ahead. Who you picking?
Yeah, I mean,
Nah,
you threw me for a loop there
uh,
when you mentioned that 4-game winning streak because
I
it's like
did.
at some point
Uh-huh.
that's got to come to an end.
They on the road.
And they are on the road against the Steelers. Again, the Steelers are one of those tricky teams like the Rams that are consistently inconsistent. Um, but I think the Jags have figured out what they want to do on both sides of the ball. I think Trevor Lawrence knows, yes, I have Calvin Ridley, but if teams want to take him away, cool. I also have Christian Kirk on the other side. And
Mhm.
now I know I can trust him. We know we have the running game with Travis Etienne. And this defense is finally unlocking, getting after the passer. And that's all you really need to do against Kenny Pickett to kind of frustrate him and throw off his timing. Now the Steelers defense is going to do the same thing. They have T.J. Watt. I think he's second or third in the league in sacks. He's going to be coming after Trevor Lawrence. But if you ask me, am I going to take Trevor Lawrence versus the pass rush or Kenny Pickett versus the pass rush? I'm taking Sunshine all day. Give me the Jags.
I think this is one of the games where the sunshine will be flustered by a cloudy day in Pittsburgh. I'm going Steelers here. Listen, they too have been winning some games straight. I mean, after getting punched in the mouth by the freaking San Francisco 49ers on opening day, this team is a 4-2 team, which means this team is now a winning team. And I remember when they said that the Niners didn't play anybody. So it's interesting because now they're 4-2. So where's that somebody? I even look at the Cleveland Browns who are 4-2. Where's that somebody? The Niners are playing a tough schedule. I know it doesn't appear to be tough, but I just wanted to put that out there for all the Niners fans. You've been playing some quality teams. I think the 4-2 Steelers at home figure out a way to get it done. The key to the Steelers, believe it or not, was getting Deontay Johnson back. And now you're seeing Kenny Pickett have a much better game. I don't know if Fryermuth is going to be available for this game. I believe he was put on IR. So if so, he won't. But if he wasn't and he's just dealing with this injury, man, he'll have his tight end. They're figuring out ways to run the ball with Jalen Warren and my man Harris. Like I like the Steelers all of a sudden. And they're coached by Tomlin. Like Peterson versus Tomlin. That's kind of what it's gonna come down to at the end, because it's gonna be a gritty game. Low scoring game. Like low scoring. Gritty. All right, speaking of gritty, we got an NFC East battle. Eagles, Commanders. It's Eagles for me, so I don't know where you're going with this one.
Yeah, I'm going Eagles too.
Damn, seven
They
and
looked
one.
really, really good. They looked really good against the Dolphins. Um, the
They got
Commanders
help
played
too.
them well last time, but the Commanders are also frustrated,
They're like the
with
other two teams
losing.
you talked about, consistently inconsistent.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And the frustration is only going to pan out two ways. Either they're going to use it to fuel them to get a win versus a team that they feel like they can beat, or it's going to lead them to making more mistakes. I think this is a game that leads them to making more mistakes. I'm going Philly.
All right. Let's go to Texans at Panthers. I just don't see the Panthers winning any games. I'm going with the Texans.
Same as Texans for me too.
All right. This might be the game of the week. Now I know, but you got two 4-2 teams, two hot 4-2 teams on top of that. You got the Browns traveling to Seattle, right? They going out there to face them Seahawks. The Birds, they gonna be out there. They gonna be willing to throw, ready to throw. But the Seahawks got to face this defense. Seahawks will be without one of their premier interior pass rushers. I believe he's out. So look, let's talk about this game. Can the Browns? Is it a luck streak? Can it continue in Seattle?
I don't think so because I think the past 2 weeks they've been beat up. They've been in some dog fights. The game against the 49ers was a dog fight. Um, it took everything in them, plus the addition of some unfortunate flags on the Colts, to get that win, and that was a dog fight. So I think emotionally over the past 2 weeks, and even physically, they've expended a lot of energy. Um, while I think the Browns play better with PJ Walker.
Their
I
offense moves
think
better.
2 weeks is enough film for Pete Carroll, defensive minded head coach, to put a game plan together to frustrate him enough to be able to cause some mistakes and find a way to get a win at home. So I think the 12 show up. I think this is a big Kenny Walker game, running the football, controlling the clock, keeping the ball out of the hands of the Browns offense. As much as I hate saying it, I'm going Seahawks.
It's tough because I want the Seahawks to lose. I mean, I think that's what we talk about, being NFC West champs. But at the end of the day, will this Browns defense show up again? They've been showing up. And will they be able to sustain a non-mistakable type of a team? Because Gino doesn't turn the ball over, and he gets rid of the ball quick as well. But I just feel like their luck is still going, and they're gonna get some of those flags. And how? What a story for the NFL for the Browns to go to 5-2, and then Seattle stay mediocre but still be in contention at 4-3. And so I just think the way the NFL is set up, I'm gonna go Cleveland Browns here. And I'm hoping I'm right because I don't want Seattle to win. Plus, I need another one up on you, so I'm hoping I'm right. But I'm going Browns, Chiefs. Broncos, I mean, divisional AFC West matchup. Would it be close? Nope. Chiefs. All right.
No matter.
Ravens, Cardinals. Will Kyler Murray play? Because he did fully practice
If he did, he's going to be rusty. He doesn't have any chemistry with the wide
Ah,
receivers.
but he will run the
Um,
ball
he will, but then that's going to lead him to get hurt because
again.
this
Okay.
Ravens defense is
They
a
real.
beast. So,
They the real ones.
and Lamar is playing out of his mind. I think he's not only going after wins and putting his team in a position to be in the Super Bowl, but if he keeps playing like he played last week, I think he's in the running for his second MVP. I'm going Ravens.
Ravens it is. Bengals at the Niners.
Whew. Um,
They fully
listen, man,
loaded.
as much as I want to be biased here, because with the way we looked against the Vikings,
They
you
fully
mean to
loaded.
tell me we have to face a better quarterback in Joe Burrow,
Better
a better
receivers.
wide receiver in Jamar Chase,
The whole
with
room is
the
better.
addition of T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd, and a running back who can catch the ball out of the backfield in Joe Mixon? And we're supposed to stop them after we couldn't get off the field against the Vikings? That's tough. But I don't see this team losing 3 games in a row.
Hell no.
I do
No.
not see this team losing 3 games in a row. So at home, uh,
That's a one up right there. Just being at home.
we're at home, and then this is the game before our bye week. So
Correct.
we win this game, go into our bye, get 2 weeks off to rest, recharge, heal up, and then get back at it for the second half of the season. I'm going Niners.
Yeah, I'm going Niners here, mainly because I just feel like the Niners tend to play down. They tend to experiment when they feel the competition is a little inferior. I want to use those type of words, right? But when they feel like that there's really going to be competition, and I don't agree with this, but they kind of play to the level that they need to be at. And I feel like the defense, after listening to Fred Warner, even after listening to Nick Bosa, even after hearing Kyle Shanahan tell his defensive coordinator that he was wrong, like I just feel like not they're not playing a blame game, but they're letting everybody know that we effed up these games. Okay, you got the win, but we lost. Like we beat ourselves basically, and I like that because that's the Niners' mo. They too big for their britches. Don't keep it simple. They don't play basics. The Niners will come out not just all things firing, and this is with Sam Darnold. I know we didn't even talk about that. I'm saying if Brock is unable to go and Sam has to start, I'm expecting Sam to keep the wheels turning. I got the Niners in this one. We go to Sunday Night Football, Bears, Chargers. No Justin Fields this week. Tyson Badgett will get his second start, but he's going up against a ferocious defense, bruh.
Yeah, I think this is Chargers all the way. I think the Chargers lose two
Same
tough
here.
games in a row against the Cowboys and the Chiefs.
On
They've
interceptions. Oh,
right. They've been successful moving the ball on offense, playing some good defense. I think this is just the game that they need to get back on the winning track. I'm going Chargers.
interesting how two California teams are on 2-game losing streaks.
Hmm,
49ers, Los Angeles Chargers.
you are
Both
correct.
both lost on interceptions. It's crazy. For first one, the Niners lost on a field goal attempt, but you know where I'm going with this.
Yep.
Chargers in that game. And last but not least, Monday Night Football, Raiders versus Lions. Raiders defense tends to show up. They tend to have that energy. But I, I'm going Lions here. because they coming off of a loss too. They're back at home. I think they figured out that they can utilize Jahmyr Gibbs. But you know what's funny, Mose? The Raiders will only have a shot in this game, in my opinion, is if they let the rookie start. How you feel about this game?
I think no matter who starts for the Raiders, after the way the Lions lost against the Ravens,
They got
we've seen so far that this team has taken on the persona of their head coach, Dan Campbell.
correct.
Who everybody made fun of him in his introductory press conference, but that mentality he has instilled in his team that if we get knocked down, well, guess what? On the way up, we biting ankles, kneecaps, shins, whatever we got to do to get back into the fight, right? And I think they were knocked out. You know, they got punched in the mouth and they got punched in the mouth and they got punched in the mouth again against the Ravens. And I think Monday night against the Raiders, that's them biting ankles, kneecaps, shins to get back into the fight. I don't think the Raiders stand a chance. I think the Lions come out at home and have a dominant game. I'm going Detroit.
Detroit it is. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to Week 8 Pigskin Picks with Wayne Breezie. That's me. Mose knows he's the one and only. We'll see you back next week. Week 9. That's crazy because we get the picks, but our team doesn't play. So it's going to be no bias, no nothing. We just going to straight up
No
pick.
bias.
No bias.
Yes, sir.
No bias. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you. We love you. Peace.